Yo, what is it, guys? It's the No Look Podcast. I'm Josh, and I'm here with Peyton and Alex. And today we're going to be going over the Western Conference over/unders. A couple days ago, we went over the Eastern Conference over/unders. So this is the second version of that. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Man, I'm pretty good.
Good. Let's kick it off with the Mavs. They're projected to win 41 games. Anyone want to take first on this? Because I still don't know how I want to form myself on this yet.
Yeah, I got you. For the Mavericks, I got them over. If we get the KP that we're used to. If Kristaps doesn't come back like he has before the injury, there's no way they're gonna even get that.
Yeah.
And Doncic doesn't even need a huge jump because his rookie season was that good. If he can just keep up the same numbers, they should be fine.
I put under for the Mavericks because they're in a tough Western Conference. I mean, they added some new players like Tim Hardaway and Seth Curry, but outside of that, it's kind of just like a two-man show. And usually sophomores go through a slump, and assuming Doncic takes any step back at all, there's no way this team wins 41 games. If Doncic has any step back, he doesn't have to jump, but he has to stay consistent with his rookie season. And by the time the season starts, Porzingis will be like 670 days since he's played an NBA game, something around there. So Porzingis, the odds of a 7'3" big man coming back from a torn ACL and being just as good as he was is very low odds. Plus the odds of Doncic not taking a sophomore slump, it's just a lot going against the Mavericks. But at 100% health and Porzingis being as good as he once was, they may be able to get over or even. And even if they're 100% healthy, I don't know if they'll get to the 41 wins. Maybe close.
I guess I'll go even. Obviously, the Porzingis factor, has its effect if he can come back as good or not. But about Doncic keeping the numbers that he had, a second-year player is supposed to improve, and I'm sure we will see improvement from him. The one thing I am hoping though is that he can be, not saying he's not efficient, but if he can be more efficient. Who the hell's opening a thing of like the little pop candy? What the hell was that? Did anyone else hear that? Or was that just me?
Yeah, I heard it.
I think it was me turning my mic down or my headphones down.
All right, stop playing with firecrackers in the house. It's dangerous. But yeah, so obviously we expect to see an increase in him. But if he could become a little bit more efficient on fewer shots, because obviously they're going to give some of those shots to Porzingis, I think this team could be quality. I mean, even in the West, though, 41 is most likely not going to be enough to get in the playoffs, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, at least. So, yeah, I'll take them at even. The Nuggets are at 52 wins. Personally, in a stacked West, I think this is a lot. Despite the Nuggets being a very good team, despite them going to the second round of the playoffs last year, I don't know. I mean, they really didn't change anything. Michael Porter Jr. coming back to the show would be great. It gives them an extra piece on their bench. But I just think that the Jazz are right there with them. I think the Rockets are a better team than them. The Lakers are a better team than them. The Clippers are a better team than them. So we can't have five. Teams out here winning 50 games in the West. It's just not. It is very well possible, but it's just not going to happen. So give me the under, and I'll take 48. I think they take a step back.
I put over because out of all the teams, you have the Warriors, the Rockets, the Clippers, the Lakers. The only team really in the West with pure solidarity and chemistry and going to have no chemistry issues off the bat is the Nuggets. The Jazz have to incorporate Conley. The Lakers are a completely different team. The Clippers are a completely different team. The Warriors don't have Clay. Westbrook's coming into the Rockets. So, like, all the good teams in the West that are contenders right now, the only team that's pretty much consistent with exactly what they were last year and hopeful for improvement from Jokic is the Nuggets. Plus, they just gave Jamal Murray.
How can he possibly improve?
Look, he could average a triple-double. Who knows? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, obviously that'd be great.
Triple-double king. Jokic now.
It'd be great.
Taking over Westbrook. Listen, Jamal Murray just got the bag, so he better come out and fucking put up more than 18 points per game for fucking $190 million. Or however much he was just paid. I need at least 20 from him, making $100+ million over the next 5 years. So I'm assuming that he comes out and plays for his bag.
Yeah, I have them over as well, just for that chemistry. They're all together, like you said. I have Jokic as my MVP, so.
Me too. I literally
Yeah,
I forgot to say that. I have Jokic MVP wrote down on my
Yeah. So,
on my notes.
Ooh. I like it. I don't know about it, but I like it. Is that all you got on him, Alex? Just
yeah, and then Michael Porter Jr. You just have to do something because he was injured last season. Just provide a little bit of offense.
Right. We can kick it right to the Warriors. 49 wins. This is such a tough one because obviously they lost Durant, but they do have D'Lo, and they added the best player in modern history, Marquise Chris. For the record, Marquise Chris, fuck you. Thanks for wasting the draft pick. But
But I mean,
anyway,
we'll take you on the podcast if you want to come. Just saying.
you damn right we
Just
will.
pull
I'll
up.
take that shit back in a heartbeat. But I think that this is tough, and then obviously you have Clay being out till February or March. But I'm gonna take the over, just because I believe, and if we're gonna throw in MVPs in our case for over under, I got Steph winning MVP. I mean, I like the team. They didn't really change much about the team in its general impact. And Steph is going to get a lot of the shots, and they're going to have D'Lo as another guy who could be a really good ball handler. Also with the Draymond, which should help Curry with more catch and shoots, and D'Lo can actually bring the ball up a lot, giving Steph some time to not have the ball in his hands 24/7. So I got them winning around 51, 52 games. This is one of the teams where I think that they could still go back to the Western Conference Finals because Steph is nothing to play with. I think we'll see unanimous MVP Steph this year.
I have them under at 47, so not very far under. Not having Clay is going to hurt them a lot. And defensively without Clay in there, shit, I don't know who the fuck they're guarding. Like on the perimeter, I have no idea who they're going to guard with Steph, D'Lo, and who's their small forward right now? McKinney?
Seems like it.
That team's not really playing defense that well, but with D'Lo coming in as another ball handler, whenever Clay does get back, I believe this team has a chance to win the Western Conference when Clay does come back. Because Clay's not even going to have to dribble at all. All he's got to do is catch and shoot the ball. Because he'll have Steph, D'Lo, and Draymond to play make. And they added Willie Cauley-Stein, who's great at catching lobs. So him and Draymond in the pick and roll, and him and Curry in the pick and roll is going to be pretty good this year. So I see this team under at 47 games. But when Clay comes back, this team will be no team to play with. And will be a very tough 6 or 7 seed to beat in the playoffs.
Yeah, I have them under as well. That backcourt has no defense whatsoever until Clay comes back. They're not guarding anybody. And then is Clay gonna play the small forward when he comes back?
I mean, I would assume so. It's
Yeah.
like 6'7".
That backcourt is pretty small with D'Lo and Curry.
But how many teams really have two guards that can
The next
kill
team
you?
we're getting to leads right into the next team. The Rockets at 54.
Okay.
Westbrook and Harden.
Okay.
The
Okay, but you got
Rockets.
the
The
Rockets?
Rockets will torch the Warriors before Clay gets back.
You got the Rockets.
Yeah,
You got
54.
the Blazers.
I
How
have,
many other teams have that two guard tandem that can expose a guy who's not great at defense or not good at defense, I should say.
I mean,
There's two teams.
the Rockets and the
The Blazers.
Blazers. Oh, Dame and CJ. Oh yeah, Dame and CJ's
So-
gonna work them too.
Unless I'm blanking in the East, people in the East, besides Terry Rozier and Malik Monk.
Yeah, true.
They don't count because they are on a college team. But, regardless.
We trust them a lot.
But yeah, there's not many teams in the NBA that have, because even when you think about, okay, what if they got a guard and a forward? Draymond's there, so it's not going to be an issue. I don't think them having the issue of not having Clay there isn't going to be that big of a deal because D'Lo's not a terrible defender. Like he's like average. Like he's not like some lockdown, but he's not bad either. He's a solid guy. So and they always figure out a way to hide Curry anyway on defense.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's an issue. And I don't think Steph Curry's as bad on defense as everyone says he is. I think it's
he's
more
not a
about,
horrible defender, but he's not out there going to be.
I think it's more about keeping his stamina for the offense.
Yeah, he's not going to be out
It's
there.
like LeBron. LeBron stopped playing defense because they want to keep his stamina for the offensive side so he can do everything on offense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure. But we can go into the Rockets, who are at 54, and I have them over. I think that this team is going to be fantastic now that Westbrook is there. I think Westbrook's exactly what they needed if they use him right. If they just try to fit him in D'Antoni's system, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off. So pissed.
Well, didn't you just say
Because-
that the Nuggets would be over 52
Yes,
because
but
they have,
I
no gelling to do, but the Rockets will be over 54
Yes.
with a guy in a predominantly shooting system that can't shoot.
But see, the thing is, Westbrook can break that system and give it balance. And if Westbrook is giving that system balance by driving in and picking up double teams with all those shooters around him, like James Harden kicking out to Eric
so
Gordon,
Harden's just gonna
PJ
stand
Tucker.
over there.
Oh, for sure. James Harden, I think James Harden will let Russell Westbrook do his thing.
I'm not saying he can't knock down catch and shoots, but I'm saying
I think Westbrook,
Harden's game is dribble, fucking snap you to the ground, look at you, say dumbass, and shoot the ball. Like that's Harden.
see, but the thing is,
He's not gonna stand there every possession, and Westbrook not gonna stand over there because you could leave his ass wide open.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why Westbrook's
doesn't
so
even
good to
move
this
off the
team.
ball.
Because Westbrook can break that system, because that system does not work in the playoffs. It is shown that it doesn't work in the playoffs, because James Harden eventually gets tired after taking 40 shots a game and dropping 50 points every game to the point where he just can't do it anymore because all of his stamina is gone because he played fucking 5 games in 10 days and shot the ball fucking 115 times. So, like, he's exhausted from taking step back threes all game and dribbling around. He's like a fucking 2K player on fucking Park. So he's exhausted, but now Westbrook can drive in and do those kickouts with actual spacing. The only spacing he's really ever had in his career outside of Kevin Durant. So, really, he has the spacing to be his player. I would not be surprised to see Westbrook take home the assist leader this year.
I don't know about the assist leader thing. Just excuse me, just because he's on the team with Harden as well. But I'm gonna go under. Like I said, there are so many teams in the West who have star power and even a 2-star duo that are gonna win 50 games. In my opinion, this is one of them, but it's at 50. If we're gonna have so many 50-win teams, at least in my book, not all of them can be in the mid-50s to high 50s. I agree that Westbrook should try to break the shell of that, but based on D'Antoni's characteristics, I mean, D'Antoni sticks with his system. I mean, he was running that back with Nash, and he's the reason Nash has 2 MVPs, and now he's with Houston, and nothing has changed. No matter what it is, I mean, D'Antoni and Daryl Morey, they're analytics guys. They're going to do what works best for them, and what's worked best for them is to be a 50-plus win team in the regular season and make a run in the playoffs, and it hasn't worked out. But they have gotten to the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors, up 3-2, and they played them in the second round last year, which, let's be real, that was really the Western Conference Finals.
That was the
But
NBA championship barring injuries.
yeah, basically. So, I mean, I got him under at 50. I hope that they do break the mold of his system, but based on how D'Antoni has done this for over a decade now, maybe even 2 decades, I just don't see them changing it, and I think that's going to be the fault of them not going far in the playoffs, considering Westbrook hasn't been out the first round since he hasn't had Durant. So,
Yeah, I got him even. I don't know how they'll fit. Russ said in an interview he doesn't care about scoring, but we have to see it on the court because he's said stuff like that before. And this system does not work. I'm hoping that Russell Westbrook can break it. We saw a little bit of it breaking with Chris Paul taking mid-ranges. But if they just have him doing more driving than shooting, it might work, but it's Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, if they have Westbrook sitting in a corner taking catch and shoot threes, this would be a very, very bad fit because Westbrook's
and them shits will hit the backboard.
yeah, Westbrook's hitting the back of the backboard, the top of the backboard, not hitting the rim at all.
Oh, the back of it? That's going to be a sick-ass angle at the back of it.
Dude, doesn't surprise me if he does. But
You know what? he'll get boxed up by Kawhi anyway. Speaking of Kawhi, Clippers, 54 wins. I'm going over. This team is great. A lot of people that I've seen or that I've talked to have them winning like 63, 64 games. I don't think they'll be that high, mainly just because they have these two stars. They're going to rest.
Yeah,
Especially
I have
since
them
Paul
under.
George is going to miss like the first month or so. So I have them over at about 58 wins. I don't think they're going to be a 60-win team. They might be able to scrape 60, but for the people who have them like 65 and 17 and stuff, those guys are going to take nights off, mainly because they can, because the Clippers have a deep team. And some nights they might even take off on the same night. So I got them above, but not as high as other people are putting them, just based on that they're going to sit games like everyone else does. So
Yeah, I have them over as well. Load management's gonna help PG since he was injured in last year's playoffs, and he's gonna be injured for what is it, like a couple months into the season?
Yeah, a couple months.
It's around a month and a half.
Yeah, the team besides those two pretty much stayed the same. Seems like they're already getting well off the court. I mean, there was a video of them going fishing for some reason.
Because Paul George loves fishing. You remember? I don't know if you played, but like, didn't you like go?
The Mike Curtin.
Oh, yeah,
you go
yeah,
fishing
yeah,
with Paul
yeah,
George in
yeah,
2K18, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
And then
fish.
the fish would talk on your wall when you go in your mic work.
Yeah, but I have them under at 52. I feel like
That's not bad.
the load management that they're gonna put out there. I don't feel like Paul George is gonna play probably about 55 games, probably somewhere around there. Don't see him playing because he's gonna miss the first 2 months of the season anyways, nearly. And if they're playing good without him, then there's no point in him rushing himself back from injury instead of just getting 100% healthy. So if they come out hot and come out like anywhere between like 6th and 7th in the West in the first 2 months, there's really no point in him rushing himself back. So he'll probably try to take a little extra time off to rest. And their depth is fantastic. But a main question mark I have with them isn't really in the regular season. It's more towards the playoffs. And it's that rim protection. They have Montrezl Harrell, who's undersized, and then they have Zubac inside, guarding interior at the rim. See, I think,
But they can make up for that with their perimeter defense, though.
yeah, until AD's posting Zubac up all game and he drops 50 on you, but it's fine.
Okay,
To the Lakers,
but he can.
who I have over at 52 games. I have them both at 52 games.
He can have 50, as long as no one else is really scoring like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because
see,
you have
but-
Kawhi, you have PG, you have Pat Bev. Like, even J. Michael Green is good at defense.
Yeah, but you see,
So they have
nobody shutting down
defensive
Kyle Kuzma.
guys, but I understand. What'd you just
Nobody
say?
shutting down Kyle Kuzma. He's gonna improve.
I'm
get his-
fucking done.
Listen,
I'm done.
that's Puma's cover athlete, bro. Come on, man.
Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah, Kuzma. This is cover athlete of Puma now. He's their
No,
big guy.
no, Puzma. Get it right. But they said he's the face of Puma, and I'm like, bro, DeAndre Ayton's literally signed with Puma.
Well, Kyle
Like-
Kuzma was better last year, but it's fine.
Kyle Cousin. Okay, all right. Next, please. Lakers have 49 wins.
Oh, yes, I gotta talk
Peyton,
about
just
Kuzma
go
more.
so I don't have to hear you talk. I
Let's
don't.
talk about Kuzma.
Great.
Listen, Lakers are gonna win 52 games. I have them and the Clippers both at 52 games. I think these are the two most unstoppable teams in the league, just because they have such variety on the offensive side of the ball. With LeBron being able to, like, LeBron and AD both can just work you on both sides of the post. LeBron has shown that he can be a three-point shooter pretty efficiently over the last 5-6 seasons. They have guys like Kuzma who can catch and shoot. Avery Bradley can catch and shoot. They have Rondo who can play make. They have a lot of options on the offensive side of the ball, and their defense isn't that bad. And it allows LeBron to have more of the offensive load and not play as much defense as he's liked to do over the last few years. And I think they match up well with the Clippers because of Anthony Davis being a mismatch inside.
So. I actually have a question for you,
What?
though. But I'll hold it. I'll hold it until Alex goes, because it's for both of you. But I'll hold it until Alex speaks his piece.
Yeah, I got them just barely over. They said they're gonna run LeBron at point guard, so it'll help spacing more. They definitely have the best duo in the NBA. I'm just
Agreed.
not confident in the rest of that team.
Yeah, I'm not confident in the rest of that team either because they're gonna
Are you confident in their defense though?
their defense. I'm confident in their defense to be
Uh-huh.
good enough.
Avery Bradley, KCP, Danny Green, JaVale. They got good defenders. Rondo still. I mean, the thing is, they talk about how and I do believe that eventually Iggy will end up on the Lakers via buyout.
Oh,
Dwight
that happens
Howard
a
is
wrap.
another name. But they're not as deep as the Clippers, but their bench defends better.
Yes, for sure.
So, yeah, but my question is, based on when they played together, I'm not asking who is better in their prime, but based on when LeBron played with them, is Anthony Davis the best teammate he's ever had?
Yes. Best fit wise.
Because when he got with Wade,
Okay,
the
no.
first two
whoa.
years were pretty good, and then after that, his
As
knees
of-
started getting
As
to him
of
and stuff.
2019 AD, and
But Anthony Davis is a walking 26 and 13. I
Listen.
mean, if you just
Not
gave him
even
the ball
talking
and let
about
him
the
eat, he
defense.
could give you 40 a night. He could give you 40 and like 16 a night.
are we taking D Wade's whole entire 2011 through 2014?
No. I'm asking
Oh,
you.
so you're asking me 2011 D
at
Wade versus
Dwayne
2019 AD?
Well, if you believe 2011 Wade was the best Wade LeBron played with, then yes.
Yes, 2011 D Wade is better than 2019 Anthony Davis, but I believe that 2012.
Is it close though?
Yes, very close. But I believe that 2012 D Wade will not be better than 2020 Anthony Davis.
Yeah, because it was like end of 2012 and then 2013, 2014 where Wade's knees really started to
Yeah,
get to him. and
2011
LeBron had to take.
2011 Dwayne Wade would have been Finals MVP had they beat the Mavericks.
Well, yeah, because in that situation, LeBron wasn't.
Yeah,
you
choke
know,
artist.
He wasn't.
Thanks
there,
LeBron. We could have
basically.
three-peated had you not choked, but it's fine.
I mean, you guys pretty much said everything I was gonna say. I got him over. I just know that LeBron didn't make the playoffs last year. People are saying he's not the best player in the NBA anymore, which is completely false. He has Anthony Davis now. The team that he has around him is better. The man's gonna be on a revenge tour. I got him
for
at 58
sure he's
wins.
pissed. He's been hated in the
I got him
media
at
for the
58
last
wins.
8 to 12 months.
And I know that I have them like other people. Oh man, this team's better. This team's better. This team's better. They're gonna gel. I get that, but it's just the fact that I think we're gonna see an angry Bron most nights. Like you remember how Bron was?
Oh,
like,
2012 Miami.
Yeah.
He came
yeah,
in pissed the
like,
fuck off
I
every
don't.
game.
We're not gonna see that LeBron every night, but just the fact that it's gonna be like a revenge tour. Bron
Yeah,
didn't make the playoffs.
yeah, that dude came in
He's
2012.
not good. He's not good anymore. All that stuff. I think we're gonna see angry Bron.
Yeah, he
make
came in
a,
after 2011.
return, and now that he has a walking bucket
Yeah,
on his team now.
yeah. AD is
who can
pretty
take
much
more defensive
unguardable.
load
You
off
have
him
to
is
double
great.
him. Like you have no choice.
Yeah. And even when you double him, he's still probably gonna shit.
Yeah,
on you,
even if
so.
you double him, he can still score over both dudes, and he's not a bad playmaker. He can hit the open guy once he gets the double team. So, I think this is going to be a really, really, really good duo. Probably the best in the NBA next year. Because
Especially with AD's defense.
yeah, AD's defense is going to help a lot. For sure. Potential defensive player of the year candidate. For sure.
27 win Memphis Grizzlies. I think this is too high.
I said over 30.
I think this is too high just because they're gonna finish last in the West, and 27 games is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially since we like, at least for me, I think the Jazz, Clippers, Rockets, Warriors, Nuggets, and Lakers, 5 teams that all have a legit shot to be above 50 wins. Someone's got to lose more games.
I mean, well, the team that's going to lose more games would be later in the list. That's going to lose a lot more games than
Correct.
won last year.
But I think around 23. They're a young team. I mean, there's not much else to say. And even before the podcast started, I was talking to Alex about the Kings, and he says on my group, it's like it's hard to judge a young team with what they're gonna do. I like that they finally added. They added Dwayne Dedman, which is good for them. Defender,
he can shoot
the
three.
three. They finally have someone to space the floor that's not Willie Cauley-Stein. They overpaid the shit out of Corey Joseph. Congratulations, Corey Joe. Get your bag. And they also brought in Trevor Ariza, which, I mean, it's depth for them, I guess. You also have to remember that they traded for Harrison Barnes mid-game. I still don't know why the hell they did it in the middle of a game. But they do have Harrison Barnes. So they're a good team as far as the Kings go. But as far as the Grizz go, I mean, they're young. They have Jaren Jackson. I think Ja is going to be second in the Rookie of the Year because everyone's going to gag on Zion.
Zion does not finish top 2 in Rookie of the Year voting.
It's potential that he couldn't. But, I mean, the Grizzlies, I got them around 21 wins. They're going to be tied for the best odds at the first pick, and they'll go from there. I mean, there's really not much to say about the Grizz. They just have their 2 young guys, and that's pretty much what they are.
I think you're forgetting their 3 young guys, but it's fine.
Wait,
you're
what?
Forgetting 3 young guys. Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson Jr.,
Oh,
Ja Morant.
Shit. Wait, no, I was saying. Oh, you meant I forgot Brandon Clark. Yeah. And it's actually funny that I forgot Brandon Clark because I wanted us to pick him in the draft. And we just...
Yeah, he won Summer League MVP. But yeah, I have them over.
We traded backwards to pick Cam Johnson way too early. Go ahead. I'm done reminiscing. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to reminisce. I'm done.
Dude, okay, so I have them over at 30 games. I have Jaren Jackson Jr. as a potential Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's fantastic defensively. He can also shoot the 3 ball very well. He just got a nice playmaker for the pick and roll in Ja Morant, who I think will average probably around 15 points, 8 assists. They have good shooters and Grayson Allen and Jay Crowder. And I'm just wondering if Jay Crowder can get back to like a 40% average from 3 because like 4 or 5 years ago he was averaging like 40% from the 3-point line and declined ever since. So I'm wondering if he can get that back. Does Andre Iguodala start for them, or is he not playing? Because if Iggy starts to add to...
He's not playing. He didn't report to camp. They agreed not to let him report to camp.
So he's not playing.
You forgot me and you both forgot their best player.
Who's their best player?
Josh Jackson.
Dude, Josh Jackson? Right out of Kansas, man.
Josh
go Jayhawks.
Yo, the Grizzlies told this man not to come to camp.
They really put him in the
We're saying you straight to the G League. Oh my god. Hopefully y'all drafted him at 4, didn't y'all?
We not to talk about that, bro.
Don't talk to me. Don't make me look back again, okay?
Right.
I already reflected on Marquise Chris this podcast. Last podcast I talked shit about Bender. Oh my god.
We see enough shit on Twitter. We don't need to
drafting. Yeah.
So, Alex, how do you feel about the Memphis Grizzlies?
I got him under as well. I think Ja will be the Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Personally, I have Atlanta Hawks DeAndre Hunter, but
whoa.
My personal prediction. We'll get to that next video.
Timberwolves are at 36 wins. Wiggins, what are you doing?
Dude, Point Wiggins is about to be unstoppable next year.
Wiggins.
Kansas.
What are you doing, bro? Like, do something. Like, be a better player so your team can actually make the playoffs.
But
I think the Timberwolves have a chance to slide into that spot. But they gotta actually do something. Like, Wiggins needs to do something because Towns is going to do him, but Wiggins has to take the next step for them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I literally just wrote down even and no clue what to say because I have no clue how to address the Minnesota Timberwolves at all. They're just sitting middle of the pack with absolutely no direction to do anything. With one of the...
It's just as simple as Wiggins taking the next step.
So they drafted Culver, who's going to be solid out of, I think, Texas Tech, right? He came from Texas Tech, pretty sure.
I couldn't tell
you. And then Andrew Wiggins, they said they were gonna play him at point guard. So maybe he'll thrive in that role.
I hope not.
They were actually pretty decent last year when Covington was healthy. They played a lot better when Covington was there. So if Covington comes back and he's good, then I can see them winning more games than 36. And They have an MVP caliber player in Karl Anthony Towns, who is an absolute beast, offensively, pretty much unstoppable. But he just doesn't have.
Yeah, add him over.
He's not a
38.
38.
Yeah.
I'd put
I
it.
just don't see him too much over. Alex gonna say 68 wins.
I got the Timberwolves over as well. Just barely though. They have Cat. I literally put in my notes Wiggins do something.
It's funny you put that in your notes because he just sat there and said that like 8 times.
Yeah, that's literally what I put.
Yeah, like
Wiggins do something.
Like Wiggins do something, bro. Like if he takes that next step for that team, if he can come out and average 23, 24 points a game, being efficient. Like, do you guys remember when Doris Burke got on him when she was announcing the game because she was like, he's just standing around, he's not gonna go get the ball, that stuff. Like, that Wiggins needs to like go away. Like, there's no reason for this man to be a number 1 overall pick. He got traded.
Freakishly athletic compared to freaking
Yes,
Michael
and
Jordan and LeBron out of fucking college and high school.
I feel like he reflects too much.
The Maple
on
LeBron.
Yeah.
The Maple LeBron, but he's got to give us something. I mean, it's really just he can be him, or he can be better. And if he's better, they can really do something next year. The man's been a 20-point scorer before. He came into the league, and not to mention he's very healthy. 82, 81, 82, 82, 73. So he's very healthy. He came in averaging 17. Then 21, then 23.5. Then he went down to 18, then 18 last year.
Inefficient.
I just don't understand. Yeah,
it's all work ethic.
Yeah,
you have
and
Andrew
his-
Wiggins, Jimmy Butler's work ethic, and it's
yeah,
a
he
wrap.
shot 41% last year.
Dude, just imagine
I
Andrew
just-
Wiggins with Jimmy Butler's work ethic.
That'd be great, but I just don't understand. Wiggins has got to improve himself. Like I keep saying, if he can improve himself this year, if he can get back to that damn near 24 point per game, Wiggins shooting 45%, they will make the playoffs. Towns can average 30. Most likely he's going to average like 27.5 and like 13.6 or some shit like that. But if Wiggins takes the next step, they make the playoffs. They're obviously going to beat other playoff teams. I think they'll go out in like 5 in the playoffs, but it's really down to Wiggins because Culver, I mean, we don't assume he's going to come in and take this massive jump and like be a top 3 rookie of the year candidate and average like 19. So it's really on Wiggins. And like you said, they're getting Rocco back. And they play better with Rocco. So it's just about him being better so that way they can take the next step because he is their second best player. And he will be for a while. Obviously, he wasn't when Jimmy was there. But now that he's gone, he's now back to being the second best player. And he knows that he can be a 23.5 point scorer in this league. It's just if he cares enough to do so.
So, how y'all feeling about the Pelicans?
Under as fuck. They're projected at 39.
Under as
This,
fuck?
bro, listen, we're not in a monetization level yet. When we are, though, I'll tone it down. But right now, I'm going to say it. This is dick riding at its finest. I told Alex this before we started while we were waiting on you. This is dick riding. 39 wins. Who's the best player on the Pelicans, Peyton?
JJ Redick.
All right, stop. Zion, right?
Hell no.
Or at least that's at least what we're assuming. Or Ingram, right?
No,
That's at
neither.
least what we're assuming. What
Give
are you
me
saying?
Zoe too.
Derek Favors?
Give me Zoe too.
Anyway, dude, they're not winning.
Oh.
You might as well say 39's 40. They're not winning 40 games in the West this year. Hell no.
Listen.
Hell no. This is literally dick riding. It's just because Zion was there. If any other rookie, even if Ja was there, they would not say that this team is going to win 39 games. Hell no. This team is winning 29 at the most. Hell no. Literally in my notes it says under as fuck. No. I won't stand for it.
I have them even.
I'm sorry.
Even?
This is dick riding. Even.
Look, their youth movement is perfect.
I'm about to pull a pee and walk
Listen.
away.
JJ
I'm
Redick's
about to
gonna
walk away.
teach. Look, JJ Redick's teaching Alonzo how to shoot already. I know y'all saw that form on Twitter.
His form looks.
He ain't shooting that bullshit ass broken jump shot anymore from the 3-point line. He's got a clean jump shot. He's been working in the gym with JJ Redick. He's getting the shooting down and getting a better jump shot that's more smooth. And
I thought Alex left because you were praising Lonzo.
look, Lonzo's gonna come
He's
out.
gonna shoot better this year. Do. He's left.
Lonzo is gonna average 18 points and 8 assists. They're gonna come out. They're gonna get into a hot start at the beginning of the season, and then they're gonna die down like most young teams do. And they're gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna be exciting on the fast break. But my main question for them is, where in the fuck does Brandon Ingram fit on this team? Like, why is he there? Like, why is he not traded yet?
I actually think he fits them pretty well.
I don't think he's gonna
shot
fit
creator
at
for
all.
them.
Like, there's if Lonzo
Yeah, he's one of the rare guys on their team that can actually put the ball on the floor and get his own bucket.
see, but the thing about that is, outside of JJ Redick, where's the spacing for that?
Not to mention, Point Ingram is a thing. Like he's a good.
Give me Lonzo Ball
Like when they
at
put him
point
in the
guard,
point
please.
he's a good.
Yeah,
point
but Zombo.
Well, yeah, obviously,
Lonzo will
but I'm
probably
saying
get hurt.
when Lonzo's not in, and if you're saying Lonzo's improving his shooting, then why can't Lonzo go spot
I mean,
up
yeah, if
every once
Lonzo
in a while?
does improve his shooting like I expect, then Brandon Ingram fits on this team. But assuming from what we know right now,
Okay,
as Lonzo
yeah.
is a bad 3-point shooter, he's not gonna have any spacing to create his own shot because he's gonna have Zion, Derek Favors, and Lonzo Ball in the starting lineup with him. So I don't see where he fits on this roster if Zion can't come in and knock down a few threes, or if Lonzo doesn't improve his 3-point shot. And there was some times where Lonzo came in and he got hot and he was hitting like 3 threes in a row. So like,
Yeah, but anybody who's like like even capable of hitting threes can get hot every once in a while.
yeah. So I mean, Lonzo has showed potential where he can hit the 3-point shot. I think he has potential to be a decent 3-point shooter. Not saying great, but decent. Decent enough to where he gives himself spacing to be able to operate the floor and not be able to sit 10 feet off of him and just let him shoot it because he's going to hit the backboard and that's it. Just brick the shot every time.
Okay. All right. Alex, you want to put some sense into
Under
this dude?
easily.
Thank you.
Under it easily. Y'all disrespecting Lonzo.
Nah,
That's all I'm saying.
the Zion and Lonzo fast break will be nasty.
He disrespected himself by getting traded to New Orleans, but anyway.
Hey, he gets to play with Zion Williamson now. Next LeBron James apparently.
Alex, please talk. I can't.
I said
Peyton,
apparently.
can't
I
with you
said
right now.
apparently.
It's
I don't
okay.
believe that. I think his ceiling's Blake Griffin.
Okay. All right. Alright.
Lonzo said he likes playing with Zion even in the half court, so maybe that pick and roll looked nice from just videos that have been put on Twitter. But that is so many wins that I think they're gonna get. They lack.
It's a lot of wins.
Yeah,
It's
they
the
lack
team in the
shooting. They
West.
lack size. Like as a big man, I just don't see it.
Wait, Peyton. So you had this big aspiration for the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
In the last episode, do you think the Hawks are a better team than the Pelicans?
Yes.
So do you think the Hawks will win 39 games in the West?
The Hawks could win 39 games in the West. Yes, for sure. They could win 39 games in the West. I'm not saying they
Okay,
would.
I get
but
you.
they
I
could.
get you. I get you. I no, but I'm asking you.
And don't
would they?
forget, JJ
But I'm
Redick.
asking you, would they?
Would they?
Would they though?
Probably like 37. But
Okay, so why would the Pelicans
because
win 39 if they're
they
not even a
have-
better team? And
they have JJ Redick, who's never missed the playoffs before.
I know he's 13 for 13. It's gonna end this year.
Maybe.
You know what else ended this year?
OKC's run.
The Thunder
As a-
having superstars.
OKC's run as a playoff team into this year too.
32 win Thunder. I got them under. I don't think they'll win more than. I'll give them 27, just because Chris Paul is gonna be there. He should be there until the trade deadline. I think OKC tries to field offers for him too long, gets too greedy, and he either gets shipped to Miami, or if Minnesota is in the spot to make a run, and they don't have to give up much, especially since if the Thunder feel pressure to get off of him at the trade deadline, then he can go to Minnesota. But just for him being there, it's like when we talked last episode about the Cavs, and I think their over-under was 26 wins, and we gave them around that just because Kevin Love's going to be there, we think, at least at the trade deadline, maybe even the full year in Kevin Love's situation. So we gave them credit for that. You got to give Chris Paul credit for who he is and what he's going to do, especially since there's no one in Oklahoma City to take the ball out of his hands. So, I'll give him 27 just because Chris Paul. If they didn't have Chris Paul and Shea was their point guard the whole time and stuff, I'd give him like 21. But you have to just value Chris Paul. Chris Paul is worth 6 more wins on that team.
Oh, for sure. Literally all I have in my notes, because they're not the most interesting team in the world, to be completely honest. I just wrote slightly over with CP3 and a lot lower if he gets traded early. If he gets traded early from this team is going to be in a full rebuilding mode, and I don't think they'll come out and be a great team. They'll be a team that fights with teams and gives teams troubles but won't be able to close out the game. But with CP3, they'll have a closer because CP3 can close teams out. And he's one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game of basketball. And I just feel like with CP3 they can win probably 36 games. But without CP3, which I'm assuming they won't have him the whole season, because why would they hold on to Chris Paul for another year, and him being another year older, teams are going to be less likely to trade for him. And yeah, so I feel like they'll be lower because they'll trade Chris Paul. But giving them credit for Chris Paul, they'll be over.
I have them even. Like you said, it all depends on CP. I feel bad because all my notes on the Thunder are about trades. But
I mean, it's a real
I'm
thing
not even
for
sure
them.
if Adam's safe on that team. Since they already
Yeah,
traded Thompson.
Gallinari.
Definitely not.
Also Gallinari.
Gallinari too, yeah. That team needs to just trade CP when they can.
I think it's more for them about trying to get the most for it. I think the longer they hold on to him, they think that they can make the teams desperate. But there's a fine line between holding him to get as much as you want and holding him for too long, diminishing his value. So the Thunder just have to find, that too. They just have to find that middle ground and execute the trade decently. And I'm hoping to, because some guys say Chris Paul isn't a locker room guy, some guys say he is. But when you think about it, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I think he's going to be a pretty good player in this league.
He's going to benefit a lot.
If Chris Paul can take him under his wing while he's there, whether he's there to the trade deadline, 20 games, whether he's there the whole year, 2 years, whatever, if he can take Shai under his wing, that's going to help Shai Gilgeous out a lot. That's why I'm happy he's there the most, just because he's going to help out Shai Gilgeous a lot. And I really like Shai. I think he's going to be good in this league.
Yeah, Shai's the beast for sure. He showed that last year.
Okay, Peyton, did you
What?
say you had a surprise?
I do have a surprise.
Because is it coming up right now?
It's right now.
Great.
Shout out to my boy Blackwing.
He's gonna say something.
Shout out to my boy Blackwing. I have Suns trivia for you guys to see how well you know your team.
Dog, I just started watching basketball like 4
Oh,
years ago.
we're doing team trivias?
We're doing Suns trivia by the GOAT Blackwing.
Blackwing, man.
Oh, God.
Y'all ready?
Oh, Alex is doing it too? Bet.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Alex,
I'm
you're a Suns fan, right?
Yeah. Y'all are both Suns fans. That's why I got Suns trivia for y'all.
Gang. I bet. Let's go.
Last season, the 2018-19 season, the Phoenix Suns had their worst record in franchise history with 19-63. True or false?
False.
That's true.
False. Their worst season was their first season in the league in 1968 to 1969, and they went 16-66.
16, yeah. Yeah. I knew that wasn't our worst season. We've been worse, okay?
Which of these players did not make the All-Star team while a member of the Phoenix Suns? Shaquille O'Neal, Stephon Marbury, Jeff Hornacek, or Jason Richardson?
Can you read them again?
Shaq,
Shaq.
Stephon Marbury, Jeff Hornacek, and Jason Richardson.
Hornacek was a bop ago.
What was that?
I'm gonna go
third name?
Shaq. Just cause Jeff Hornacek.
You said Jeff Hornacek?
Not. I said.
I'm gonna go Shaq.
You go Shaq? What'd you say, Alex?
Just because I feel like
the third one was.
Oh, Jeff Hornacek.
I'm going Marbury.
The correct answer is Jason Richardson.
Bro, I swear to God, I was gonna say.
I know
it.
it wasn't.
switched
He
last
never-
second.
He never made an All-Star
Fuck.
team.
Why the fuck did I say Shaq?
I knew that shit wasn't Shaq.
Let's see how well
What the fuck is wrong with
let's see
you?
how well y'all know the 2020 scoring champion. Which of these are not true about Devin Booker? He made the All-Rookie first team in his rookie season. In his 70-point game, he made over half of his shots, shooting over 50%. He was not known in high school, so he did not make the McDonald's All-American, and he came off the bench in college.
Was you're asking us which one is
Which
not
one is
true,
not
right?
true?
So, all rookie team, right? I know he made the all rookie team, so that one's not true. And then the second one was the third one was he was not a McDonald's All American. The fourth one was that he came off the bench at Kentucky.
I gotta go with B.
And what was the second one?
In his 70-point game, he made over half of his shots.
70-point game, over half of the shots. Yo, that's so hard because we think of Devin. Is there a time limit? Do we have a time? It's. I don't want to get these wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to take forever. I'm gonna go. So it's whichever's false. So he made over half of his shots, but it's.
Yeah, so if you were to say B, that means he shot under 50%.
You know, for some reason, I feel like it's here because he did. I'm gonna go. It's either C or D. I know it. I'm gonna pick C. Fuck.
You pick C? You are
Yeah.
correct. He did
Let's
make the
go.
McDonald's All-American team in 2014. And if you remember, there's a
Let's
visit.
go.
He was known in high school because there was a big video at the Team USA training camp
Remember that video?
when like him, D'Angelo Russell, and all of them were in high school. And there's old videos of them when they were like all like 17 years old watching like Blake Griffin and shit dump.
He didn't even
Yeah.
stretch.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
I
y'all are both
wanna,
at
I wanna
one.
look that up now.
Y'all are both even at
I
one.
want to look that up now. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm gonna look up the stats from Booker's game. I want to see what he shot.
How about this is the last question.
Mm.
Which year did Steve Nash join the Suns? 2002, 2003, 2004, or 2005?
Say those years again.
02, 03, 04, 05. What year did he join the Suns?
What year did he join the Suns?
Oh, bro.
Isn't this a trick question?
No,
he
it's not a
means
trick question.
The
It's
second
what year did he
time.
join the Suns?
Because we picked
Yeah,
him
but he
in
means the second time he
'96.
came back, bro.
Oh, when he went to the Mavs and came back.
Yeah.
Because we traded him to Dallas in '99 or '98. I think it was '98 that we traded Nash. But when did? So what were the years again? Was it 2003 through 2005? Like 03, 04, 05, or 02, 03, 04, 05?
It's what year did he join? 02, 03, 04, 05.
04.
I know it's not 02 or 03. I know it's not 02 or 03. It was too early. You know what, Alex? We're tied, bro. If we tie together, we die together. I'm going 04.
You tied because he joined in 2004 because it was the 2004-2005 season. Therefore, he joined during free agency in 2004. So y'all tied it to a piece.
Why the fuck did I say? Well, I swear to God I was going to pick Jay Rich, and I switched.
I don't know why you.
Shout out to
that.
Blackwing, by the way.
I fucking switched to Shaq, bro. I don't know
Don't you
why.
remember that
I
video of him
picked
coming out in, like the
that.
mask or whatever? I don't even know if that was.
So
Oh, why did I pick Shaq? What the
So
fuck? Bro, I completely just my brain just skipped a whole heartbeat.
how do y'all feel
Shout
about
out
your
to
Suns?
Blackwing, yo. Go.
How do you guys feel about your
Goated.
Suns?
52 wins. Devin Booker's averaging
52,
112.
bro, 60.
That's all we need. I'm kidding.
Damn, y'all got
even-
y'all got on me for saying the Heat gonna win 49 in the East.
Even at 30, I mean, there's not really much to say.
Yeah,
Um,
my notes
I mean,
literally just say
it's cool.
a little over. Booker wins scoring title.
I think he has a shot at it. 30 wins. I mean, there's really not much to say. We pretty much have the same team. I like the big men shooters we brought in.
Yeah,
Kaminsky, Sarge. The
Kaminsky
draft
out of
picks, we'll see how
Wisconsin.
they go.
beat Kentucky
Yep.
in the
We'll
title
see.
or in the final
see
four.
how they
one
go.
of the two.
Aaron Baines going to make Ayton work in practice every day. It's going to make him a better player.
For sure.
It's going to make Ayton a better player. And Ricky Rubio is going to come in and actually get Ayton the ball. I mean, other than that, there's really not much we can say besides Monty Williams is our coach now.
Yeah.
Booker's
I
had
swear to God,
different
bro, if we
coach.
fire him after this 1 year.
Like every single year. And I really like Monty. So, yeah, I mean, and it's ironic that it's my team and this is the team I'm going to speak the least on, but I really don't know what to say.
Yeah, I got even. D-Book finally has a PG, so it'll take the weight of him off a little bit. And Ayton thrives in the pick and roll, so it'll help out just even that much more that Rubio's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully y'all's new coach gives Ayton more touches because last year they did not utilize him that well at all.
Still at 60.
Yeah, Igor Kahoo. Wait, Peyton, I thought you were surprised that you were going to have because I did the Heat dirty. I thought you were going to say the Suns are going to win like 16
gonna set a
games
new
or
record.
something. That's what I thought the surprise
Nah.
was. That's why I got like amplified
Nah, the surprise was Blackwing trivia.
the trivia. Yeah.
Portland at 47. I said this is disrespectful.
Wait, so what's your over-under on the Suns?
Oh, a little over. I said a little over. Booker wins
Okay.
the scoring title.
Awesome.
Portland, straight disrespect to Dame and CJ for only 47 wins.
Yeah, you're right. It's under.
Relax. Dame,
They don't have Nurkic.
they have Whiteside,
Whiteside moves like a cinder block.
but Whiteside is going to be motivated now. Fuck Hassan Whiteside, though. And
To do what? Move at a decent
yes,
pace?
and not just sit there and cry and bitch about being the number one option. He
Hey,
can
but he'll
actually
get
go.
those blocks.
He can actually go do something as a third option. Dame and CJ are gonna help him out a lot. He can get boards. He can get offensive rebounds for them. Block shots. Be a good interior defender. You already know what Dame and CJ do. When Nurkic comes back, he'll be great. Then you have Zach Collins, who can shoot the ball decent. They expect Simmons to improve. Rodney Hood played good last year in the playoffs. Ken Bazemore knows his role. He can just be a catch and shoot guy to spread the floor for Dame and CJ when he's on the floor. They have Mario Hezonja, who played pretty good last year in New York. And so, yeah, I think this team is solid. They have good depth. They have Nazir Little, who shouldn't have fell as far in the draft as he did. And, yeah, I think this team can be a 50-win team. I feel like the reason that a lot of these teams are going to win 50 games is because I don't think the Mavericks are going to win 41. I don't see the Grizzlies winning more than 30. Minnesota might not even win 36. And OKC is probably going to drop. So I think that's why you'll have like 7 50-plus win teams nearly this season in the Western Conference.
I had them under. They're cool. I mean,
If you have them
they're
under,
good,
does that mean
but
you're saying
other teams got better.
if you have them under, does that mean you have them not making the playoffs?
No, because they're not
Because
too far.
the
under.
Nuggets would be, if you have the Nuggets even, right? You had the Nuggets even.
Yes.
So the Nuggets would have 52 wins.
No, I had them under.
Okay, how much under
Had
do you
them
have the
under.
Nuggets? Not that much under, right?
I'd say they're like 49.
So the Nuggets would have 49 wins. The Warriors you had over.
The Warriors are making the playoffs. The Rockets are making the
Rockets.
playoffs. The Clippers, the Lakers are making the playoffs. The Blazers would be 6 for me.
So
Well, no, 7. Cause
if you have
Utah.
them under,
So the Blazers would be 7.
so if you have them under, you would have the Blazers at 8th.
Why would they be 8th?
So I guess.
Because the Spurs are even to me.
So you have. So what if you have the Port?
Or under, I'm sorry.
Oh, the
The
Spurs,
Spurs
are
would be
under.
the 8th seed at like 44 wins. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll make the playoffs. I mean, they really didn't change anything. They lost their third best player in Nurkic until, months down the road.
Yeah.
And the other teams in the West just got better.
Oh, for
I mean, there's really nothing much to
I
say
have
about
them
them.
under just by a game. Just because they're gonna miss Nurkic. I have in capital letters trade
Mhm.
for K Love. He would help that team out so.
Oh, that'd be a dub for sure.
Yeah, like towards the time Nurkic is going to come back, just deal with the consequence of, not having a center there and trade Kevin Love with like Whiteside
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
a pick attached to it or something like
How
that.
much is Whiteside
And
making?
then when he comes back,
Not bad.
it's over 20.
Is he
Like
expiring? or
21.8 or something. I think he is.
If he's expiring, then the Cavs would probably take that deal.
Yeah. Kings are 38. I mean, I already gave my opinion on them as far as their rosters, so I'll just give my pick. I got under around like 33.
Damn.
Whiteside is
Yeah.
expiring.
There's just every other team got better. I like the Kings, but every other team got better.
Yeah, I had them at even for that reason. I just said the West improves, and they made little improvement. They're just hoping for a progression from Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hill, De'Aaron Fox. They're just really hoping for improvement with their youth, and they just gave Harrison Barnes a lot of money, which I don't think was smart. I mean, I know they probably couldn't get anybody else to fill that Harrison Barnes role that would have done it as much and as good as he would have without paying a massive bag. So, I mean, yeah, I guess just even because they really don't have much room for improvement outside of their young players improving. And I don't see how much better those young players can get and how much more potential that they have. I think Marvin Bagley has more potential than he showed last year because he came off the bench. But
Right.
outside of that, I don't know how much more De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hill is going to really improve their game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I have them even as well. Like I was saying before the podcast, it's hard to tell with young teams which way they'll go. Bagley needs a jump, and I also have thank you for taking Corey Joseph because his sons were interesting.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Facts.
And Terry Rozier, shout out Michael Jordan. 46 win Spurs. Under 44 wins. Pop streak stays alive. Not much else to say. They didn't really change anything. I mean, they're the Spurs. I do like they got Keldon Johnson, right? That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, they got Keldon Johnson. I mean, I've never really heard of him, but I mean they have him. DeJounte will be back this year, which is good for them. But I mean, other than that, they're the same team. So I mean, I really don't have anything else to say besides their streak will not die.
Yeah, a big loss for them was Bertans. I mean, I have them even. They still have Brent Forbes who can shoot the ball. Rudy Gay can shoot the ball. Marcus Aldridge is a beast, one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. They have DeMar DeRozan, who's a poor man's Kobe. Yeah, they're solid, but I don't see them making much of a push. They'll probably get beat out in 5 to the first seed in the playoffs. But they'll be solid in the regular season. Pop will do his thing. Yeah, I don't see much improvement or really a dip from them. So probably somewhere between 45, 47 wins.
Even there's not much to say about this team. It's the Spurs. Just DeJounte Murray coming back is exciting. But other than that, it's Popovich team. It's the Spurs. They're gonna take a lot of mid-range
Yep, mid-range DeRozan. And then our final team to cap it off, and I got some things to say about this team. The Jazz are projected to win 54. I'm going under at about 51. But again, Peyton, while we were waiting for you to get here, I was talking to Alex, and this is what's going to piss me off. The Jazz this year, he already knows what's coming. The Jazz are going to win 50 games this year, okay? Suns will probably win around 30. People are going to use this season to continue to try to justify that Donovan Mitchell is better than Devin Booker. Donovan Mitchell just won 50 games. 2-time, might be 3-time Defensive Player of the Year on his team. He now has Mike Conley, who's a better point guard than anyone Booker's had in his entire career at point guard for him. And they're going to use this season to continue to try to justify that Donovan Mitchell is better than Booker.
You know what else we're going to say?
Yeah, nice 20 points a game.
You know what else they're going to say?
What?
Donovan Mitchell was perfectly fine with Ricky Rubio at point guard. That's the next one you're going to hear.
No, not really.
That's the next one they're going to use, man.
You're saying you can hear that from me?
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. That's what the Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, the Jazz are cool.
Talking to Jazz fans on
Jazz are
Twitter.
chilling, man.
They also added Bogdanovich.
They have a pretty
Gravy for them.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna come out.
got
They're
rid of
gonna
Derek
be they're
Favors.
gonna be rowdy. They're probably gonna be racist too, in the crowd.
Yep. That's a guarantee. Damn near.
So I mean, getting ahead of the opponents, I guess. Or there's the.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Westbrook going out there but beat somebody's ass.
Something like that.
They're gonna be really, really, really hard to score on this season. Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell can both play solid defense on the perimeter.
Yeah.
They have 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He could potentially be winning 3 straight this season. Because, damn, last year he played fucking 52 games or something like that and still won the damn thing over Giannis. Which, personally, I disagree with. I feel like Giannis should have been Defensive Player of the Year last year.
They're not gonna give it MVP and a depoy to a dude in the same year. This is not.
Yeah, shout out to LeBron getting snubbed in 12 and 13. Should have been back-to-back Finals MVP, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, and back-to-back MVPs. But
he'd be the goat to me right now.
Exactly, and that's sucking MJ off.
Back-to-back MVP, Finals MVP, and depoy.
Realistically, if you look at the votes those seasons for like first team All Defense in 2012 and 2013. LeBron should have been Defensive Player of the Year both years. If you look at the... LeBron should have been the first unanimous MVP, but somebody voted for Melo. Yeah, some Knicks fan jacked off Carmelo for some reason.
That's why I hate when people use that for Curry. Cause
like
come on now.
Yeah, like literally LeBron should have been unanimous MVP. Literally, Carmelo doesn't even know what defense is. He can't even spell defense. And LeBron was second Defensive Player of the Year.
He can't even spell on a roster.
Oh, damn, that's tough.
So, I mean...
Yeah, bring my boy Melo back. Melo, I love you, but you shouldn't have got a first place MVP vote. Sorry.
Have you guys seen my?
Hey, well, Melo.
Have you guys seen my saying on Twitter about Melo? Fuck Six God. That's
Hornets,
Six God,
go
bro.
sign
I
him.
love Melo, but he's just not on his team.
Lakers, sign him.
Fuck Six God.
Lakers, I swear to God, if you sign J.R. Smith over Carmelo Anthony, I will come to Los Angeles.
They definitely
And
should
riot.
get J.R. Smith.
No, get Melo.
Before a team gets J.R. Smith and Melo, they need to get him on.
Facts. Amon Shumpert can clamp. Is he not on a roster yet?
Nope. He's still in the gym doing
He
workout videos.
He played fantastic last season.
Yeah, I mean,
For a role player?
Someone's gonna get him at the buyout. You know, we always see guys go on the buyout. So Amon Shumpert will be one of them
probably.
if he doesn't get signed by then.
Yeah, probably Shumpert, Melo, and J.R. Smith and Iggy.
Dribble.
That's my favorite player of all time.
Alright, so y'all got over or under on the Jazz? Kind of got distracted.
Under 52.
I have over
51.
over at 55. Yeah, it's just gonna be solid, but yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we got all the teams out the way. I think this one is a little bit longer than the Eastern Conference one.
More to talk about.
100%. I mean, we spent a minute and a half on the Grizz, and we spent 12 seconds on the Hornets, and that's how many games they won this year. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Western Conference over/unders part of this podcast. I think next we're gonna do season predictions.
Sure.
But if not, that will definitely
So
be coming soon.
y'all trying to do like seeds, like 1 through 8 seeds in the West and Eastern Conference, and then do player predictions like MVP.
Well, I think our over/unders kind of speak for the seeds, so we could like throw that in
Yeah.
to the same podcast.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because our over/unders kind of already dictate that.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys sub, and if you guys want to like and leave a comment, the more comments that are left, the more engaging it gets, the more it gets put in people's recommended. So we appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back in a couple days, hopefully sooner this time than the gap in between these ones, and that's on me, and I apologize for that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next time. We're the No Look Podcast, and we're out.